Welcome to the Tristan Law Show. If it's your first time here, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Tristan Law, semi-retired pro wrestler, and today, I'm your host. Today, we're going to be diving into a mystery of some sorts, and I think right now it's the biggest mystery going on in the WWE right now. We are going to be talking about who attacked Jade Cargill. You don't have any idea what I'm talking about? Let me go ahead and show you. This is Jade Cargill here, and on November 22nd, 2024, on that episode of SmackDown, Jade Cargill was found just like that, unconscious on the top of a car with a shattered windshield. So Bianca Belair was in a match. She ran out mid-match to check on her, and the consequences to that, Jade Cargill was pulled from the Survivor Series match and the Women's US title tournament. So today's question that we're going to look at is, who benefits the most from Jade Cargill being taken out? Today we're going to break down the top 4 suspects. I've taken a look at all the suspects and I've broken down all the top 4 suspects, their motives, the evidence that can reveal the truth. And what we're going to do today is we are going to crack this case. Whether you're watching live or on demand right now, feel free to participate in the chat because the Tristan Law Show is fully interactive and we'll be going back and forth between the chat if there's any messages, or later on after the chat, we're just going to go through and just go look at them again. So let's take a look at the crime and the impact. Let's talk about let's talk about what we know. Okay, what we know so far is that WWE isn't really revealing much. There's an investigation going on as per the WWE, but it's more quiet than a mouse running around in a church. I feel that this is a slow burn mystery. And with Jade gone, the WWE women's division, it shifts dramatically. Having Jade Cargill there, she is like, she's a stallion. Well, a stallion's a male horse. I don't want to be rude, but Jade Cargill's like, she's the top. She's one of the top of the line, right? She's cutting her teeth in the WWE. She's learned that WWE style. And it's just that now she's not there now. It's just like, she's not the top girl or getting ready to be the top girl no more. So the question we're going to take a look at is, who had the most to gain from this attack? The 4 suspects are the jealous partner, the opportunist, the scheming veteran, and the dominant champion. Let's break them down one by one and see if we can piece it together and see who did it. Let's take a look at the opportunist. The first one is the opportunist. Her name is Lash Legend. She actually benefited from this whole entire thing because she actually replaced Jade Cargill in the Women's US title tournament. So in case you're living on a rock and you don't know, the WWE just launched the Women's Championship for the United States Women's Championship, and Jade Cargill was in there. I think Jade Cargill was one of the top dogs who was supposed to win, right? And for some reason, she ended up like this, laying on her back on a car, and nobody knows exactly what happened. There's no cameras backstage to figure out what happened, but let's take a look at Lash Legend's motive a little bit more. She's a rising star, and her career definitely needed a moment, right? She's with this group, or was with this group. Metaphor is a faction, and factions always have backup plans. I don't know why, but it's just like maybe just a little insurance thing that they did. When you're looking at the evidence, the SmackDown episode, November 22nd, 2024, Lash was immediately inserted into the tournament. How convenient that she's at the right place at the right time so that she can get the opportunity that she needs, right? On the 15th of November, Lash Legend came out and cut a promo about being overlooked. Here's the question, was this foreshadowing? Huh? Lash Legend has been in the WWE longer than Jade Cargill, right? Lash Legend had to come up through NXT just to get her opportunity. But Jade Cargill didn't have to do that. Lash had to fight. Jade Cargill just came in from the other company. So I can see that, how she could feel a little bit slighted by what was going on there. Could Metaphor be involved? They move as a unit, so could this have been a group effort to elevate Lash? Well, let's look at a counterpoint. Would Lash Legend really have the power to set this up all alone? I don't know. I mean, if you're lurking in the dark corners of the backstage area, it's only a matter of opportunity, just being in the right place and the right time, and she could definitely be a top suspect. let's take a look at somebody else, right? Because we said there's 4 people that could be in this, and there's one that I think that's really obvious, but we definitely want to go into this. But let's take a look at the scheming veteran, Bayley. So Bayley's mode is that she took Jade's spot in War Games. Bayley has a history of manipulating situations to stay relevant. She came out with that TikTok ding dong thing. You know, she came out with that, and it was like, how is she trusted? You can't trust Bayley, right? Trusting Bayley is like trusting a scammer with your social security number. Those are just something that you just don't do, right? Right now, Bayley's been kind of overlooked for the past little bit. Bayley hasn't been getting her fair shake, but now Bayley is a babyface, right? She's a hero. She's a good guy, right? Good gal, right? But you wouldn't suspect Bayley because you'd be like, oh no, Bayley's on the straight and narrow. You know what? I don't believe that too much. I don't think Bayley's definitely in the straight and narrow, but let's take a look at this, right? To further the motive, Bayley is a WWE loves veteran versus rookie feuds, and this could definitely set one up. I think that Jade Cargill versus Bayley would be a phenomenal match. I think it'd be a really good match to watch. Here's the evidence. On the 11/29 episode of SmackDown, Bayley cut a promo hinting that her War Game spot wasn't just luck. Huh, so if it wasn't luck, what was it? Was it something that you created yourself? Huh, Bayley? Answer me, Bayley. Was it something that you created for yourself? Bayley, where were you on the night of November 22nd, 2024? Huh? Where were you? Let's take a look at the chat and see what we got. Casey Samuel checks. She says she's going to join a wrestling class and learn how to beat Jade Cargill. You know what? Maybe it was KC. Thank you very much for joining us in the chat today. On the Survivor Series 11/30/2024, November 30, 2024, Bayley played a major role in the match. And if you're looking at the history in the WWE, Bayley once stabbed her best friend Sasha Banks in the back. If she could stab her best friend in the back, what does that say for somebody that's not even a friend like Jade Cargill? Look, if you want to counter that point, Bayley is already a top name. Would she really need to take out Jade? I think so. Because once you're on top, you want to stay on top. When you're on top, you make the most money. Right? Bayley used to run around being a hugger, right? And then she stopped hugging people and she started being like she cut her hair. And then she's a little bit more savage. And then now she's a little bit good. But now it's like, Bayley, come on, Bayley, where were you on the night of November 22nd, 2024? That's what I want to know. Somebody call Bayley, ask her. Let's take a look at this person right here. This other person we're going to take a look at is the dominant champion. This one is Nia Jax. See, Jade Cargill is a massive threat to Nia's reign. And if you ask me, anybody that is a woman in the WWE is some kind of threat to Nia Jax. At the time, this is when Nia Jax was the champion. She is a threat to everybody. Look, Nia Jax is paranoid about Tiffany Stratton so much that she forced Tiffany Stratton to cash in the Money in the Bank in her. She was so paranoid that was going to happen that, you know what? She just willed it into existence. Somebody so self-centered like Nia Jax would have to attack somebody like Jade Cargill, because you know what? Nia Jax doesn't look like Jade Cargill. When Jade Cargill walks in a room and you see that woman, you go, who is she? When you see Nia Jax walk in the room, you go, who is she? But if you're looking to pick out a prom queen, I tell you who the prom queen is not. It's Nia Jax. And you know what? In between her 2 slices of bread, Nia Jax, I think she's got a little bit of jelly in there. I think she's jealous of people like Jade Cargill. She definitely has a reason to attack her. Let's take a look at some of the evidence. So on November 15th episode of SmackDown, Nia Jax dismissed all challengers. Now, was she covering her tracks? Look, Nia Jax is sneaky. And I trust Nia Jax as far as I can throw her. And I mean this in a respectful way. You can't really throw Nia Jax that far, okay? I'm not picking Nia Jax. I mean, maybe I could pick Nia Jax up, but I'm not going to be able to fling Nia Jax 2 blocks down the street. That's not happening. So I don't trust Nia Jax. But when you're looking up at the Survivor Series buildup, listen to this. Like I said before, Nia was seen with Tiffany Stratton and Candice LeRae. Could they have helped her? Is Tiffany Stratton an accessory to this? And the only way to find out if she's an accessory is to ask Tiffany Stratton. But now Tiff is the champion and she moved on and stuff like that. And it's just like, Tiffany, if that's your real name, explain to me where you were on the night of November 22nd, 2024, when Jade Cargill was left lying on that car with a black eye boo-boo on her eye. Where were you, girl? You got something you got to answer. Past behavior, Nia Jax has injured stars before, and she don't care. Nia Jax is not walking around handing out apologies. Damn right. If you think Nia Jax is walking around handing out apologies, let me tell you something. I got a bridge to sell you. Okay? Nia Jax broke. She bloodied up the face of Becky Lynch. You never heard her say, "Yo, my bad, girl." No, never. She took it and she ran with it. So if I'm looking at somebody that's going to definitely attack Jade Cargill, the newcomer to the WWE, I'm definitely putting my finger on Nia Jax. Now, here's the counterpoint to this whole entire thing. Nia Jax normally attacks face to face. Nia Jax is a big girl. You see her coming, all right? Would she orchestrate something like this in the shadows, even though she just did a sneak attack the other day on Raw, I believe it was? But would she orchestrate something like this in the shadows? This is something that you're going to have to look. Maybe, you know what? Maybe she wanted to get away scot-free, right? And just eliminate her out the picture, not have any witnesses or anything like that. That makes a lot of sense. I said I had 4, and I'm going to give you the 4th right now. But it's another person I want to look at. I just want to throw this person. This person doesn't fit, right? This person doesn't have a name because I can't really pin them down. But Naomi. So Naomi, Jade Cargill, and Bianca Belair were palling around. The WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, there's only 2 belts. Only 2 belts. Only 2 people could carry the belt. One person was Bianca Belair, and the other person was Jade Cargill. So where does Naomi fit in? Naomi just came back from TNA. She was the women's champion over there. She left WWE, went to TNA, made a name for herself, and she's back. And now she has to stand behind the line of somebody like Jade Cargill. Look. Like Bianca used to say back in the day, girl, you don't go here. And Jade Cargill is brand new. Naomi was there at the same exact time as Bianca Belair. That's her homegirl. Right? They know each other. They're friends. They're palling around. But obviously now that Jade Cargill isn't there, guess who's now the co-women's tag team champion? I'll give you a second. Who is the co-tag team champion right now with Bianca Belair? Let's take a look at the chat. Casey Samuels checked in and said, Tiffany, if that's your real name, where were you? That's right. We want to know. We want to know where you was at on November 22nd, 2024 in that episode of SmackDown when Jade Cargill was left lying just like that. Where you was at? Because that's what we want to know. The answer to that question is, who was the person that is now the tag team champion with Bianca Belair? It's Naomi. So convenient. Oh my God, girl. I'd love to take that belt and honor the name of Jade Cargill when you left her lying, broken and beaten, abs out, black eye cut underneath her eye, glass broken. Huh? Who's going to pay for the glass? Huh? Is it you? Is it you, Naomi? That's what I want to know. Is it you? Naomi has the motive, because when you're looking at it, it's like, yo, where was Naomi? You can't find Naomi. I want to see. Find my iPhone. I want to see exactly where Naomi was that night, because she has a lot to prove. Now she don't got to worry about, maybe she was the jealous best friend, right? She was back in the WWE. Her old best friend, Mercedes Moné, formerly known as Sasha Banks, is not there anymore. So now she's got to make a new friend. So now now she wants to make that new friend out of somebody she knew for a long time. And that person she knew for a long time was Bianca Belair. But she can't be friends with her or that close to her if Jade Cargill's in the picture. So she got Jade Cargill out the picture, and now she gets to run around as the women's champion. Because when you go to WWE.com and you're looking to see who's the women's champion, who do you see? You see two people. The women's tag team champions. You see Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. So even though Naomi's running around with the belt right now, she's not really the champion. Not the champion at all. If you like what I'm saying right now, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you think I'm ugly muggly and you don't want to hear my voice anymore, see my face anymore, make sure you check out the audio-only version of this. Comes out 6 days after it's released, anywhere you find a podcast. So if you're listening to this anywhere you find a podcast, and you're like, man, this sounds, he said 6 days ago. Yes, this came out 6 days before, so make sure you catch us live every Thursday and Friday. We're getting ready to steamroll into the WrestleMania season. Oh, it's going to be so cool, so make sure you come back on Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. We're going to be talking about the Royal Rumble. Hey, was it worth the watch? Thanks so much for joining me. Let's take a look at this. One of the main suspects that I got, and I'm calling this woman public enemy number one. She's the jealous partner. The motive is that Bianca and Jade Cargill were supposed to be tag team partners. But for how long could that last? Look, I was a manager a long time ago where I had to manage a bunch of women. And let me tell you, the amount of arguing that went on between those women, the amount of jockeying for position that went on between those women, now it's just like, I see that same exact thing between Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. I see Bianca Belair jockeying for position. Nobody made a vignette that Bianca Belair was coming to Raw or SmackDown when she first came up from NXT. Nobody did that. It was like one day you open the door, you go, oh, Bianca Belair, you're the girl from NXT. But no, not like Jade Cargill. It was a whole entire fanfare. It made the news. It made sports media. It made all of that. It made the dirt sheets. It made all of that. So maybe there's a little bit of jelly on the bread of Bianca Belair. You felt that there was some kind of riff between the two, a tiff between the two, should I say? But they never really paid it off, right? Because you know what? Maybe they figured it out. But we are not with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We only get to see them a little bit of time on TV, and it makes me ask the question, what is it that we don't know? If Jade is gone, Jade and Bianca Belair are very like creatures. They are very athletic. They are both black women, and they both demand the spotlight. So if Jade is gone, follow me now, Bianca Belair could reclaim her top spot as the most dominant female athlete. I think that's until Charlotte Flair comes back, but that's something else. Let's take a look at the evidence. On November 22nd, 2024, the scene of the crime, where we found Jade Cargill laying down on her back, out sleeping on the job. Bianca Belair ran out mid-match to check on Jade. So here's what we don't know. When did the attack actually happen? Did Bianca Belair bamboozle her? Did she okie doke her? Did she mollywop her? Right before going out? And then all of a sudden she sees this on the big screen in the arena and goes, oh no, my friend, I have to go and I have to help her. Because if I don't go, it's not going to be me. Let me tell you something. You got to look at the funeral to see who's crying the hardest. Huh? You should be crying a little harder, Bianca, but I don't think I've seen that many tears come from your eye. Maybe it's a bamboozle effort between you and Naomi. Maybe we don't know. Because backstage tension leading up to the Survivor Series was between Bianca and Jade, and you felt like a future feud was coming. You didn't know when it was coming, right? But we knew that it was coming. And the new thing that the new way that the WWE is running business this day is that they're not really just like giving us what we want right away. And if you feel what I'm saying, hit that like button. They're not giving us what we want right away. They're making us work for it. They're showing you something that's happening right now, but it's so minuscule, so minor, so microscopic that they're not paying it off for months in advance. And I think if the Royal Rumble goes one of the ways that I think, or if one person ends up in the Royal Rumble, this is a totally off topic, we're going to get back in topic in a couple seconds, they're going to be talking about a story or something that happened way back in the day. Something that happened as recently as November, something else that happened November. And if you want to find out what that is, watch my Royal Rumble review show, which is going to be 9 a.m. on Sunday. Special show, 9 a.m. on Sunday. No shows next week, 9 a.m. on Sunday, and we're going to talk about that. Let's take a look at the chat. Casey Samuel says, there seems to be a lot of drama on wrestling. Wait until I join my class. And she put up the boxing glove. Thank you so much for your comment. Look, the best part about pro wrestling is the drama, right? It's the stories that lead into the drama, and then we get the matches to pay off the drama, which is why I think it's better than a soap opera, even though I ain't gonna lie. My mother's a big soap head, so I've watched soap operas. So, like, I know that it's possible that, you can't, the pro wrestling is better because you're not shooting people in pro wrestling, even though that's happened as well too. Another story for another time, right? But you get to pay it off with the violence in the ring. And I think that's so cool. Thank you so much for your comments. WWE has a track record, though, of friends turning into enemies. It's a classic WWE storyline, all the way back from the late 80s, early 90s, right? And I'm talking about Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. The super kick heard around the world. Shawn Michaels super kicked Marty Jannetty through the glass, laying there, and what happens? Marty Jannetty goes on to be Marty Jannetty, and Shawn Michaels goes on to be one of the biggest names in the WWE. If Bianca Belair had a brain, which I think she does, she would get rid of Jade Cargill, because you know what? There's only one name on the check. There's only one person that can be women's champion. So you get rid of her now, just so you don't have to worry about her later on. It gives you time to excel to the top and not have to worry about somebody like Jade Cargill. Let her grab your coattails. But here's the counterpoint. Bianca's character doesn't fit the sneaky attack. But WWE could be planting the seeds for a future betrayal. Look, let me tell you this. Bianca Belair is married to Montez Ford, one half of the Street Profits tag team. And right now, the Street Profits they're towing the line to be heels because they're not getting the fair shake that they should get. And then maybe they're going to turn them fully heel and have Bianca Belair join them, and they have a little faction and go ahead and do their thing. What do you think about that? I'm going to give myself a hand clap because you know what? I sat here and I thought about that all by myself. Yes, Mom, I can pee all by myself. I don't have to worry. But taking a look at Bianca Belair's character now is that it doesn't fit it. And the thing that you always say to yourself, like, you don't really know people. Even if you know somebody in real life, you don't really know people, right? What are they like truly behind doors that are closed? In order to find out who somebody really is, you kind of got to live with them. And I don't think that Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair live together because they got their own men. They got their own kid. They got their whole lives they got to worry about, right? Maybe they come to the hotels and Bianca is like, I'm going to the hotel with my man because maybe she needed a little bit of work that night from her man, from her husband. Maybe Jade Cargill doesn't really see what's happening because she doesn't know Bianca Belair. Look, when you're putting money out there, there's nothing that is off limits, really. Okay? Like the $1 Million Man said, everybody has a price. So maybe that opportunity came along for Jade Cargill, for Bianca Belair to make a name for herself and not worry about somebody like Jade Cargill, chasing her. Just get rid of her now. What do you think? So let's connect the dots. Who had the most to gain? Bianca. Bianca claims she reclaims dominance. Lash Legend, she gets that career boost. Bayley, she got that War Games spot secured because, come on, she's been there so damn long and she's not in War Games. And Nia just wants to avoid the challenger. The question I want to ask is, was this a one-woman job or was it a setup? Was it a bamboozle? Was it a flim-flam? Was it a scam? Huh? Most likely theories, was it a partnership between two of the four? Naomi, I sprinkled Naomi into the mix. Is she involved with that as well too? Could WWE be holding out for a shocking reveal at WrestleMania? Golly, I'm getting the goosebumps again, and that's because I feel like there's something great there. There's something great, and it's brewing. And if you ask me, I think right now is the best time to be a wrestling fan. If you are a casual wrestling fan, or you know somebody that's a casual wrestling fan right now, you invite them to start this Saturday and watch the Royal Rumble and follow all the way up until WrestleMania, 2 nights, and then the night after WrestleMania, and tell them to subscribe to the Tristan Law Show, because why not? It's a companion piece. Have them follow the WWE all the way up until the night after WrestleMania and ask them, are you entertained? Hello? Have you been entertained? That is the question that you're going to ask them, because there's so much drama. Let me tell you, there's more drama than a high school cheerleading team in the WWE. So much drama. It's something that you got to take a look at. So what's next? WWE has 2 big paths forward. A shocking return. Jade Cargill is going to storm back and expose her attacker. But hold on. If Jade Cargill is going to storm back and expose her attacker, why shouldn't you just out her on social media before, huh? Like, Jade Cargill has a ACL or knee injury is what they said that she had as a result of that. And based on what I've seen, if it's a minor injury, Jade Cargill is not out that long. So if Jade Cargill's not out that long, let me tell you, Jade Cargill, I wouldn't see her coming back at the Royal Rumble unless the winner to the Royal Rumble is the person that attacked her. Unless the winner to the Royal Rumble is the person that attacked her, she's probably waiting in the shadows to get her comeuppance. But you know what? Oh, so you won? Oh, so you got everybody out here cheering for you, but you did me dirty? Got you. That's what I think is definitely going to happen. Look, it's a long mystery, and WWE is could be dragging out the storyline for a huge WrestleMania moment. WWE's been doing such a great job dragging out storylines. We had the whole bloodline thing, and that lasted what? I don't know. I think Moses was still part in the Red Sea. You know, when the bloodline thing started, and they just gave us what we got last year. And I think there's still more layers to the chapter. Come back on Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern, because if the Royal Rumble goes one of the ways, I'm definitely going to go into that. But here's what I want to know. Who do you think attacked Jade Cargill? Tell me in the comments. Drop your theories in the comments. Anybody who you think it is, drop it in the comments. Whether you're watching this now or on demand, doesn't matter when you watch this. Even if you watch this after they reveal who attacked Jade Cargill, tell me in the comments who you think attacked Jade Cargill. Man, this is a lot. Well, there's so much more for us to take a look at. Thank you so much for watching the Tristan Law Show today. I'm Tristan Law, and this was the Tristan Law Show. Be sure to join me Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, because we're going to have so much to talk about with the Royal Rumble. I'm Tristan Law. This is the Tristan Law Show. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.